I keep seeing videos online that claim hugging a tree for 5 minutes can reduce stress, improve your mood, and help you feel more connected to nature. At first, I thought it sounded a little strange, but instead of debating it online or dismissing it completely, I decided to try it for myself. And if 5 minutes was supposed to work, I figured I'd double it. So today, I'm going to spend 10 minutes hugging a tree to see if there's actually anything to it. Maybe I'll feel calmer. Maybe I'll feel ridiculous. Maybe absolutely nothing will happen. But by the end of today, I'll at least have my own answer. So let's find out. As I walked toward the tree, I wasn't expecting much. I was mostly expecting 10 awkward minutes, but I was curious, because every once in a while, the things that sound a little weird end up teaching us something. So when I got to the tree and wrapped my arms around it, it felt exactly how you'd imagine. A little awkward, a little funny, and very different to anything I'd normally do. The first minute felt long. I kept wondering how much time had passed. I kept thinking about everything else I could be doing. And that's when I started realizing something. I spend most of my life indoors. Most of my day is spent in front of screens, working, reading, watching, scrolling, planning, doing, always doing something. But standing there with my arms around that tree, I started thinking about something I hadn't thought about in years. When I was a kid, I was outside all the time. I spent hours in the woods, climbing trees, exploring, building things, getting dirty, being curious. Nature wasn't something I scheduled time for. It was just where I spent my time. And as I stood there, I started remembering specific moments from my childhood. Moments of climbing trees, looking out from high branches, feeling completely comfortable outside. Those memories came back so clearly that it actually surprised me, because somewhere along the way, life changed. Responsibilities increased, technology became a bigger part of everyday life, work became a bigger part of life, and little by little, without even noticing it, I stopped spending time outdoors. Not intentionally, it just happened. The longer I stood there, the more I started paying attention to the world around me. The wind moving through the leaves, the sound in the distance, the texture of the bark, the feeling of simply being present. Nothing magical happened. I didn't suddenly become one with nature. I didn't feel energy flowing through the tree. And I didn't have some profound spiritual experience. But I did experience something unexpected. For 10 minutes, I slowed down enough to remember a version of myself that I'd almost forgotten. The kid who loved being outside. The kid who didn't need a reason to walk into the woods. The kid who felt connected to nature without even thinking about it. And that made me wonder if maybe the benefit isn't really about hugging a tree. Maybe it's about reconnecting with something we've lost. As adults, we spend so much time inside. We spend so much time connected to devices, schedules, responsibilities, and endless streams of information. Maybe what we're missing isn't a tree. Maybe we're missing time outside. Maybe we're missing moments of stillness. Maybe we're missing opportunities to slow down long enough to remember what used to come naturally. Eventually, the 10 minutes were over. And when I stepped away from the tree, I had asked myself the question I'd been asking from the beginning. Did hugging a tree for 10 minutes actually do anything? For me, the answer is yes. Not because the tree had special powers, not because I was transformed, but because it reminded me of something important. Some of my happiest memories happened outside, and somewhere along the way, I stopped making room for that part of my life. This experiment didn't change who I am, but it did remind me of who I used to be. And maybe that's enough. So if you're wondering whether hugging a tree works, I can't tell you what your experience will be. But I can tell you what happened to me. I slowed down, I became present, and for a few minutes, I reconnected with memories and feelings that had been sitting quietly in the background for years. Maybe the real lesson isn't to hug a tree. Maybe the lesson is to spend more time outside. And honestly, that's something I think I need to do more often. What about you? When was the last time you spent in nature with no goal, no schedule, and no distractions? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Okay, I just hugged a tree, and besides bugs crawling on me, because that did happen from time to time, it was very peaceful, it was relaxing. It actually brought back some memories when I was a child, and there was a few times when I was climbing trees as a child, and a couple of those memories came back to me while I was doing this. And I also did notice some of the trees in the distance blowing. Looked like there was a breeze up top, or at least I didn't feel the breeze where I was at, but at the height of where the leaves and the branches are at these high trees, I saw them swaying back and forth, and it was just really calm and peaceful. Short of that, and bringing back some memories of my childhood and the peace and the serenity that it captured. I don't know if I've experienced anything else other than that. I don't know if I could say I've received or feel any healing or anything like that. Not that I was aching or healing in that regard, but that's one of the things that I'd heard. I feel like I'm grasping and looking for things to feel with this experience. But I'm just calm. I'm just relaxed. And I've had some memories come back to me. So I guess that's it in a nutshell.
Hey, it's Jason Deal, and thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about that video by leaving a comment below. And if you enjoyed that video, maybe you'll enjoy this video or this video. Feel free to subscribe to be notified of future video releases. And thanks for tuning in.